See me from a third eye. Hello, guys. Today, oh, they got me chopped up. Today we're gonna just continue the face classroom gauntlet we started yesterday. Let's lock in. Not too much talking today because I gotta, as as I just said, I gotta lock in, guys. Got a lot of faces to draw. I'm not getting too much better, so let's begin. Posture check. Oh god. This is kind of cooked. Oh my god. It's cooked. Oh, this is 5 minutes. Okay, I gotta slow down. Hello, hello. Okay, my mic's working. Does this look like a grimace? It's 'cause this isn't high enough. There we go. No! Oh man! I didn't know it was gone. Okay, well. At least we got the smile fixed. Okay, damn. Ooh, I like this 10-minute. Okay, let's see. All right, we're done. It's a one. What up, guys? We are done one session. We can talk now, but we're trying to lock in. So while we're working, we're just drawing. So let's see what we did. Did we improve from yesterday? I think so. So this was yesterday. Scrappy, but now it's easier to see the head structure, the skull underneath. I remember feeling that here. I'm like, oh, if you think about the skull, you're gonna choose better lines if you understand the skull, obviously, which is why we started the week with that. And now, the next day, you can see, even though it's 30 seconds, look at the angles. It's because I'm thinking about the box-like structure of the head. The chin has a box-like structure. The cheek has a box-like structure. So it's especially evident in more the heads of men, it's a bit easier to see, especially the angular haircuts, but let's see. And then we go to 1 minute poses. Again, angles. This is a combination of also the silhouette exercise, shapes and stuff. So if you're practicing that, that'll help you simplify. We get to 1 minute and then a 5 minute pose here that I feel pretty good about. Captures some of his features well. I think we got his sort of, he has a unique eyelid here. I think we ended up finally getting the smile correct, and then 10 minutes getting some sense of shading. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of the 10 minutes. I think the structure is going well. Let's do a few more. We got a lot of space to fill. So we'll just keep doing head studies, but we'll take a second to say hi to everybody. Hi, everybody. Hodari, what up? Guys, make sure to like and subscribe so you can draw like this tomorrow. Yes, that is how it does work. So if you do want to draw like this, just if you like, I'm pretty sure you guys will get that ability sent to your hand. So, man, what a playlist! Beautiful playlist playing right now. Damn. If at a time, I'm listening to Daisies by Justin Bieber right now. Drums on that go crazy. Okay. Hi, Terrence. Samuel here. Not too late. Hey, Samuel. What's up? How you doing? Sup, Tyrion? Got a question. What's a good source for studying anatomy? Like highly accurate anatomy? Any anatomy book will be good for you. Good source. I have a list somewhere. One of my students shared a good resource. It depends. Let's see the gems here. There you go. This is pretty good. Humanbiodigital.com. Just, it's like a website for doctors and stuff. The most complete, accurate virtual human body ever assembled. I think that should do for what you're asking. So that's. I like how you got the stylized look right out of the box. Really got to work on this. I think you have a great base, Samuel. I think this is partly. I wouldn't know. I don't know if it's a strength or not. I think it is just the result of like influences that I like having gone to animation school. This feels very much like I have a friend named John, very much inspired by his shape choices. But this is style. and simplification cannot be separated, right? So let's say there is just reality. In order to simplify, which is reality has, let's say, all these edges. It has 10 or 12 edges. Simplification is picking one of them and reducing. In order to reduce, it means the same thing as stylize, right? Because you can't simplify without choosing one thing to exaggerate. And when you choose one thing to exaggerate, you have a stylist. You have a style. So okay, let's get back to it. I knew how down. All right, let's go. I don't know why I start with the inside of the face first. This is definitely not the... Okay, good. I got time to go again. Are you ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's do it together. Let me know. Let me see thumbs up in the chat if you're ready to go. My upcoming class, the ballpark estimate is $2,000. $2,000. It's not cheap, but it's gonna be unlike any class y'all ever seen, bruh. It's gonna be so good. I'm doing a lot of stuff, so I'll let you guys know about that next month, and I'm gonna be doing a giveaway with one student will get the class for free, but it's specifically I want to kind of do like a scholarship for students who want to join, but maybe their parents will never shell out that much for a class. Maybe they're in a country where the dollar makes it absolutely unaffordable. So there will be one that'll be part of my giveaway. Maybe I'll do something else for the giveaway, but yeah. Anyway, let's go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. We'll talk more about that later. Okay. 30-second poses. You gotta get the overall largest shapes first. Try to simplify, try to break down, try to get the angles right. If you get the angles right, things will fall into place. Feel free to stylize, exaggerate if it helps you. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, now we're here. Now we can add the shapes of the face a little bit. Eye, eye. Rely on your knowledge of the skull. Try to get things, and there we go. What is this, bro? Head shape, overall shape. Boom. Three, two, one. Head's looking down, hairline. If you get the shapes symmetrical and make the angles feel, so that's the cheekbone, the widest part of the head here. There we go. Ears stick out. Oh, so quick. Holy. Here we go. Here we go. Here. 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 Get the angle, measure that out. Eyebrow, tilted. Eyeballs, slightly inclined. Nose, lips, cheekbones. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boom, 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 boom. Look at the same plays, please. It was a high stress, man. Boom, boom, bing, bang, boom, boom, bing, bang. Oh my god, I'm already out of time. Boom, 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 boom. These are hard, bro. 30 seconds. You got no time to fluff around. Just got a very deep set, low from the eyebrow eyes. Boom, boom. She looks sad. Looks like a sad smile. So here we can use the shadow. There's a lot of like different lenses you can look through if you build the tools, and then you can fit whatever information on the page is most suitable. Shape simplification, light, contour, form. There's different information in each image. The shadows here are really helpful. This is something I learned from Athoro. That's why his lines have this sort of quality. And I gotta get this done in the next 5 seconds now! Please! Please come back. Okay. Boom. Broad shape. From the broad shape we can carve out something good. So boom. Boom. Perspective here. Boom. More shape. Angle measuring here. Nothing there. eye shape. There you go. Boom. 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 Let's look at the overall shape. I'm tunnel visioning a little bit. The head's a bit big. 10 seconds. That's these angles are so tough. I really want to get the depth established. I think I need to show that like I've drawn this dude so many times. The foreshortening of the nose, gotta get the lips. Cheeks here. Very round head, so we can use that. 1, 2. Show the hairline here. This. Very deep set eyes. You get to see how the eyelids rest against the skull, right? You can see the orbital sockets here. Using the shapes of the shadow to give us this quick read. Because sometimes it's harder to think about the form. Much easier to use the shadow shapes. And they'll be in perspective anyway. Let's just add here. I have a bad habit of not finishing the actual drawing, not adding in all the getting the proportions all out of whack here, but let's see if we can get in the last few seconds. Boom. Okay, 5 minutes. We got a bit more breathing time. This one's a tough, not very dynamic, but let's see if we can't push the form of this character. So eyes are very unique here. Shadow. Very textured eyebrows. Clear shadow break here. Hair wraps around, wraps around. There we go. Shape of the eye. Shadows. Here we have a bit of a wider head here. Gets a bit wider. Gets a bit thinner here. Can I have it? This. Ears stick out a little bit. Aw, thank you for the dono. Thank you so much, mommy. Thank you, mommy. Aw, I don't like saying that. Can I not say that? Thank you, mommy. I feel like I'm 8 again. Thank you, mommy. They say it's not much, but I enjoy your content. You don't gotta give me anything. Thank you so much. Your support means everything. But you guys don't need to donate. You guys, thank you. But I'm doing this for the love of the game, bruh. Doing this for the love of the game. Yo, Loki, is it just me or are we getting better? I was definitely not this comfortable a week ago. It's almost like studying works, bro. What the hell? Who knew? Cheating a little, but this is my drawing. I'm not cheating. I get to do it all. Okay. In that flow state, for real, for real. So here, like I'm looking for the same shapes I'm seeing and if I get the shape silhouette correct, then everything inside should be correct. So you're using eventually you want all the modes of thinking, from shape-based, like think on the right side of the brain, to measurement-based, to perspective stuff. They all should tie in because the one thing you're drawing should be, like the silhouette of an object should also indicate the form of it. All these things tie in, they're not separate. So that's the idea. As you get better, that's why you should, when people say, well, should I practice this or that? All of them, bro. There's no real, like, it's the most unsatisfying answer, but if you want the real, it's like, gotta practice them all. And the real is that the thing you're avoiding the most is where you're gonna learn the most. So if you're saying, well, I'll do that after I do this, if you've been doing form for a long time, even a little bit of shape and proportion will make you way better. Whereas more form is going to add on an already strong foundation. So this is an example of using shape and then now thinking about form. Now I'm thinking, well, this is a band in perspective. The height must be around here. The diminishing sides will be around here. It's wrapping around a volume. Here we're building construction. Here's the forehead. You can see the eye socket here. Eyebrows on that forehead line. The curve of the skull. Eye socket, keystone right there. Now I'm using the values I see. I put them in the right spot. Trying to make sure the shape I'm looking at is actually there and actually correct, rather than what I think I see. Trying being the keyword. And shape. Not getting too concerned with all the details. Just trying to get something works. And now to carve out some more form in the last 20 seconds, add some contour lines where we can. So contour here, separate the form of the cheek, contour here, separate the forms. 10-minute. Again, I'm gonna do a different one because, yeah, that's good. We're gonna do a 10-minute of this. Of course I know I love live drawing. Stanislav, so what time is your stream? I'm always caught off guard. Yeah, it's because I don't have a set stream time. Let's just stream. Okay, let's go. 10 minutes. Okay, generally it's gonna be down the center, and the eyes are at an angle to each other like this, as is the chin, as is the jaw. So I'm going to mark that angle down, but then I'm going to use the shape, the silhouette, to tell me specifically how the two are related. So here, that shape. And the eye wraps like that. starting with an angle I like, and then trying to see if this can build into other forms I like. I think this will find the center line based on. We're making sure that the wrapping forms here are at the right angles. So we can get some overlap right here. These are all wrapping. And these are at the same angle as these. And I think this should go up. And you see the jawbone here, the curve around here. That. I actually have more diminishing here, so the eye I drew too wide. Because I didn't account for the lid here, so there we go. 5 minutes left. I think we're making good time. Let's get the silhouette carved out a bit more. There we go. There we go. Ring on the nose. Let's get this other eye in here. It's going to be at this same angle. And you can see the eye socket, right, like this. And I believe we can just take this and move it up to the line. There we go. And then this is all let's zoom out a little bit. I believe we're widening the head too much, so just take that and go ba 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 until it looks about right. And then, oh, we have 2.5 minutes. I'm gonna block in more of the major shapes. See, I do this all the time. I tunnel vision. It's like we could have gotten all this detail, but on what base? Like, if it's all wrong, who cares if you got the detail? So I gotta start measuring these proportions a bit better, meaning here, like look at the shapes. The hair touches the eyebrow. The eyebrow is this distance away. The eyebrow gets thicker around here, and the hair touches it here at this shape. The relationship between this shape and the hair is this triangle that sweeps up. Here we have a few shapes that break up the forehead. This. And the angle you put them at is something like this. Oh. Angle is like this. Zoom out a bit more. What am I tunnel visioning on? My chin here is a bit larger than I have it. Angle comes down, meets the hair at this shoulder line as this, creates this shape. If you squint your eyes and you see the shadow shape of the underside of the chin, it'll give you a good internal shape to use to then, you can use it to find the ear. 1 minute left. So find this, wrap around, compared to the shadow shape, right? So that's why I'm squinting all the time. That's why I look angry doing this. And then squint, find the angle. I'm using angle matching, so I'm ghosting my hand over the image. And then drawing the angle that I get like this. And then connecting the red lines, it looks like something like this. And then finding the next shape, it comes out from this. So like this, and this, this, and 16 seconds left. I'm just gonna fill in these large blocks, try to get some depth here, 3 values. With the little time remaining, all I can do is indicate the shapes. There we go. And for good measure, let's see. I'm gonna go a few seconds overboard. I don't like that shape. There you go. Okay, that's okay. That's what we do. It's not bad. Measuring the angles. I like the 5-minute guy the most, although he looks a little Asian, but I think it's because he's smiling. Do you have an Instagram account? Yes, you can just search it up. Are you drawing with the stylus? Yes. Are you doing the sword temper challenge? No. Okay. Good job, everybody. If you're following along. If you're following along, you can post on Instagram. I'll share your story. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, we'll do one more of these. And we'll call it a day. Feeling more comfortable for sure. Getting more expressions, downloading more information, breaking some false beliefs about head proportions. I think it's nice that we get the same sequence of heads so that you get to actually like draw enough, like get a sense of what the person's head actually looks like. Because one angle doesn't do it justice, you know. $120 here. Holy. Okay. One more and we're done for the day. Every day. Bro, do you think people with aphantasia have a disadvantage to draw from memory? I don't know, bro. I don't know about all that aphantasia stuff. No, I don't know if it's like a disability. I don't think it is. I think a lot of people may think they have aphantasia and think it's relevant when it's not. You do not. I don't know if I have aphantasia or not, but I can tell you that if you spend 10 years drawing and trying to memorize subject matter, you will be able to understand subject matter because that's aphantasia is like, I don't think it's how our brain works because I can't just imagine like I don't know how to rotate something like a boat in my head, but I can understand how like if you drew enough boxes like this, you just did so many boxes and you understood rotation well enough, you don't need an image in your head to be able to do this. When I think people, I hear, because guys, I read like 5 comments a day of people saying they have aphantasia, so they can't draw from imagination. I didn't learn to draw from imagination because I can just close my eyes and see worlds. It's a misunderstanding of how drawing from imagination works. It's just, as the comment writes, it's drawing from memory, right? So I don't think it is affected. To me, it has nothing to do with it because it's not how I learned it or practiced it. I don't think it's a factor that's relevant. So I think most people saying they can't do it because they have aphantasia, I would assume that they haven't tried memorizing subject matter in this way for about 1,000 hours. If there's someone who literally has, now the person from Drawbox has aphantasia, they can draw from imagination because they're not relying on. I think it's a misunderstanding. It's like people who think Kim Jong-il just had photographic memory. It's almost like I can see how photographic memory looks like what he has because anybody who's drawn cars for 2,000 hours will have a very strong understanding of cars that you can't even understand how they understand that without having the memory, blah, blah. But it's just like, I mean, I think we're just underestimating how much time it takes to memorize something because most people will say, well, I did it. I don't know why I'm struggling. Um, yeah, aphantasia is probably a spectrum, and I think the spectrum is built by how much have you studied this thing? Because I used to not be able to rotate a person. That's crazy. I never used to be able to do that. But then I drew for 10 more years, and now I can. I'm not imagining it in my head. I'm just doing what we're doing is scaffolding as always. If you can do this, if you can draw this box, then you can move the box slightly to the left. And if you move it slightly to the left, one side loses its vision. You can no longer see one side. If you can understand that principle, then you can build it and carve out something slightly more complex. In this case, instead of a box, it's the letter T, right? Different form, same principle. If you can do that, if you do this 1,000 times, I guarantee you don't have to try to conjure it up. You can probably understand it. You can see it in your head or whatever. You understand it. I don't know what it means to see something in your head vividly. I think I do think I have a strong like visual memory, but I think it's because I'm talking from the perspective of someone who's drawn for 12 years. I think any artist who's drawn for 12 years probably has a good visual core because they spend thousands of hours developing their visual core. It's like me saying I'm bad at language when I don't practice Korean ever. Of course you're bad at language. But some people will be like, well, it's just not. I just have like languageitis. I just can't do language. It's like, no, you haven't practiced. You avoid learning that way and you won't. Now, I don't know. I don't know. I could be offending a very like I could be offending a group of people who maybe I don't know. I don't know if this is like something like saying I don't know if it's like a it's not like it's an autoimmune disease. I'm pretty sure it's just I usually hear it and I go that's a misunderstanding of the work you have to put in. You don't necessarily have aphantasia, you have ignorance to the process. Not that you're an ignorant person, you just have ignorance to how, like, they might do 50 reps and say it won't work because I have aphantasia, when in reality, you got to do 500 reps. And anyone who has done less than that believes in this group they think they're just not talented or they have an issue. When it's like, no, that's just what learning is. Like, you just need to suck more. Pause. Don't clip that. Nobody needs to suck more. Okay. Anyway. Only thing aphantasia is relevant to is your brain's ability to see clear image in your head. Yeah, and the thing is, it's like when I draw a head, I'm not closing my eyes and imagining, yes, there's my friend John. Yeah, let me draw my friend John. I don't see anything in my head when I draw. It's constructed. You build a circle. Once you build a circle, you can find a midline, or you can imagine a midline, or you can choose a midline. If you can't do that, draw more circles, draw more contour lines, and then pick an angle and then learn that across this line, there's two balls. These are the eyes. You see, I'm not constructing yet. I'm not thinking about my memory. I'm just building out a form that you can see on the page, right? And I'm sure as I build this out, aren't you guys able to imagine more? Can you guys see a head being built? None of us are using our memory. None of us are using our like imagination. We're just inferring based on patterns we've seen, right? If you've seen tons of animals and tons of people and tons of heads, and you've drawn tons of people and tons of animals, tons of heads, you will, whether or not you have aphantasia, whether or not you have a strong visual memory, you will get better at it. Anyway, already clipped, already sold it to clipping channels. Yes, I think a lot of PvP Poe says, I think a lot of people see artists drawing without construction and think they redraw an image in their head. Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. I think it's just a misunderstanding of how drawing. And to be fair, it's because it's called drawing from imagination, and that's a terrible, terrible explanation of it. It doesn't make sense. Um, yeah, there's some terms that you just like that don't explain how something works, so it's annoying. I think the better word is direct drawing. That is the better term for it, direct drawing, or improvisational drawing. because it doesn't tell you sort of, it doesn't lead you astray. Drawing from imagination is wrong. It's drawing from memory too. So it's like, oh, you're Cal. Lol. It's not Puppo. Hey, what up, Cal? But how do you know? Yeah, Cal's goated. How do you know if you've practiced enough when drawing a certain thing? Well, think about that. How do you know you've practiced enough at doing your job? Let's say your job is to sell houses. How do you know you're practiced enough at that? Are people buying houses? How do you know you practice enough head drawing? Are your heads good? Like that's like a we got to stop thinking about this in terms of drawing. Think about this like any other thing. How do I know I am working out well? Are you seeing results? Everything you do, you have like how do I know I've eaten enough? Are you still hungry? Just like I don't know. Maybe I'm being too black or white about this, but it's like just think about it and ask yourself what you want. Have you gotten it? If no, then keep practicing. Have you done it for a long enough period of time to get evidence as to whether the way you're practicing is helping? If no, keep doing it. If yes, change what you're doing. So it's like, do 500 boxes. If after 500 boxes, you still don't understand anything about boxes and you cannot measure at all improvement, then ask somebody who does have that skill you're looking for and see what they say, get some feedback, and then change. Exactly. It's like, how do I know I'm ready to move on from multiplication if you're doing math? Bro, do you know how to multiply? Yeah. Do you get it wrong sometimes? No. Okay, then you're ready to move on. Like, it's like test yourself. It's like how this is just how school works. Like, this is how people learn. You test yourself, give yourself feedback or ask for feedback, review, reorient, and then improve. Sometimes I think I practice way too much that it causes me to progress slowly. Yeah, there might be, you could be doing practice without doing intention. It's like, I think you should always have the goal first. This is where teaching is so relevant because since I started making videos, the practice is directly tied to the thing I need to explain. That way I'm always progressing because I need to practice as much as I am going to share in the video, and I need to practice so that I am giving them the most optimal education I can. Therefore, I'm very clear on what needs to be improved or where I need to stop. Can your boxes get any better? If not, then don't keep practicing them. Can your understanding get any more clear for the level you're trying to teach? If not, then don't worry about it. There's a reason I don't know how to draw a staircase. There's a reason I literally don't know how to draw a perfect box. I could not tell you how to, actually that could be the answer, no? This. Could be. Should be, yeah. Hold on a minute. Maybe I just figured it out. Anyway, I don't know how to do perfect perspective because you don't need to, I don't need to teach it. I've never found it necessary, so. Anyway, that's why it's good to have a project in mind so that you go, how much do I need to practice heads? To the degree in which you want to draw them for the project. If you're doing stick figure comics, you probably don't need to practice heads. If you want to do commissions for portraits, you probably need to do heads. Have you ever created a comic? Have you ever thought of creating a comic? I had made a comic. It was the first things I used to do when I first started drawing. I do little comics with 2 characters already. It's kind of like life comics, slice of life, but I don't post them. Monkey and Frog. I love these guys. I haven't figured out their design fully, but I always draw a monkey and a frog, and they get up to antics. They get up to some antics. The frog is low-key a degen. The frog is very weird. Anyway, I have fun doing those, but I don't post them. Maybe one day. Maybe I'll do a drawing book one day. This problem I find necessary to address every aspect of fundamentals. The reason you get stuck studying everything and practicing every fundamental is because you are drawing for drawing's sake. You are not drawing to solve a problem. The second you solve a problem with drawing, it orients the importance. It gives you a hierarchy for the importance of certain skills. That's why you need to have a goal. That's why you need to set a target with your work. If you don't, you are just swimming in the pool of improvement without knowing what island you're trying to get to and what's going to happen. You're going to drown, bro. You're going to drown. It seriously is just define your goal. Okay, let's imagine this. We have an isometric box. This is about to be the most like drawing core explanation ever. We have a box. See how every angle is parallel? I can't tell you anything about this box. It's just all these are parallel. These are all going in the same direction. There is no hierarchy. There's no closer, further. There's no way to tell you what. All these are exactly equal. A goal is like a vanishing point. The second you have a goal, all these lines start to make sense because they point to one place. Wow, look at that. They all point to one place. In that way, they have focus. In that way, there's finally depth. In that way, there's finally perspective to your piece because you've aligned it towards one single point. In the same way, you could draw exercise number 1, you could do exercise number 2, you could exercise number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can do all these exercises and they could all just exist and you could do them all. Who cares? They're all over the place, connecting, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't matter until you come up with a goal. And then now it goes, well, what will help me the most? Exercise 3 will help me the most. And now exercise 3 is the first thing you're practicing. But you struggle with exercise 3 because you don't have exercise 4. So you do that. And so once you have a goal, all of these get rearranged and they become put into a hierarchy like this. And you build out a model for understanding how to actually accomplish like your goals based on the most important one, right? So you gotta come up with the goal. And the thing is, you don't have to come up with one. It's already in you. Like you're already drawing for a reason. You just haven't written it down. You don't know what it is. But clearly you draw because it does something for you. Otherwise it wouldn't even pass your mind to do, right? I'm not saying it's like, just ask yourself, really ask yourself, why do I draw? Do I have professional aspirations? You don't have to have professional aspirations, but figure out what it is that, and the good way to ask that is polarize it. So be extreme. So the extreme is like, if I could never draw again, why would I be sad? What would I feel I didn't get to draw? That's a good answer. So ask yourself, if I could never draw, what would I draw? Like if I could never draw, what would I miss the most? And if I had to get a job drawing one thing, like if I was to get paid for drawing, what would I like to get paid doing? So these are extremes of never do and always do. And you'll get to figure out why you like drawing if you plot yourself somewhere on the extreme. And once you know why you like it, you can know what the magnum opus is, what the top of the totem pole, the mountain you're trying to climb. What is that single goal that when you get it, you go, I have won? That is the target. And from there, everything will fall neatly into place. You'll understand the best resources. You'll understand how to judge your own work. You'll stop hating your drawings. You'll stop feeling frustrated. Or all of those things will get slightly better. So any question I see about the mentality of art, of people saying, like this relates to an earlier thing, somebody saying, I have a goal, but I think too much about getting there and I just do nothing to get there. That's not a good goal then. That is a suffocating goal. That's not your actual goal. because if it was your actual goal, it would be serving you. That is, what is that? That is an ideal. And you're falling off of that ideal. That's like looking at the statue of David and being like, man, I want my body to look like that. And then getting demotivated because that's literally like a sculpture of a god or something, you know? Like pick a goal that actually motivates you. Otherwise, it's not a goal. It's just a source of anxiety. Yeah, I don't get to truly express myself if I stop drawing. Okay, and then figure out what are the tools behind my expression. What do I need to do to be able to express myself? Sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes you don't need to practice. Sometimes you need to make something. Sometimes you need to stop thinking. But I cannot answer those things for you unless I am. That's what a mentorship's for. That's why those things aren't cheap either, because it's like it's more than art. It's more than drawing, bro. This is like trying to get into mentality and coaching or whatever. Because if it turns out that your goal is to get a job, now it's like you're in a coaching position, not a mentorship, blah, blah, blah. So that's my framework for figuring out what you want to do. You can do this for anything if you figure out like just figure out what it is. You have an energy. You want to draw. There's a thing. But sometimes you find out the energy is I want to be good at drawing, not I want to draw. That's what I found. If here's a good metric. If you discover drawing for the first time after watching Kim Jong-gi, there's a higher likelihood that you fit in this category of people who wants to be good at drawing, not wants to draw. If you used to draw as a kid, then you probably fit in the category of people who want to draw again and tap into the fun of it. I'm saying this as someone who never cared about playing guitar until I saw someone shred on a guitar and I go, wow, that image is so cool. That personality is such a cool thing. I want that personality. I don't want to do the, I don't want to play guitar. I don't want to learn it. I don't like the feeling of sitting playing guitar, but I want to look like that guy. You know, it's like not, the two seem similar, wanting to do it and wanting to be a type of person who does do it, but they are opposites because the person who really wants to do it will not constantly be looking up tutorials for how to do it because they'll be too busy doing it. They'll be too busy staying up doing it. They'll be too busy procrastinating by doing it. They'll be too busy thinking about what they want to do because they'll be doing it, right? You got to stop. Ironically, your desire to do it is getting in the way of the time to do it. Just go do it. If you're worried about every day optimizing it, it means you don't love to do it. Because when you love doing it, you don't think, am I playing this well? If you really liked playing a game, you wouldn't think, well, but if we don't win, this is a waste of time. You're just playing the game. If you do it for the love of the game, you'll stop worrying about how well you're improving. If you stop worrying about how well you're improving and just do what you love, you're actually going to improve faster. So that's my 2 cents. Let's get into the next 30-minute session and then we'll call it a day. Bing, bang, boom. Let me see some thumbs up in the chat if you're ready. If you're ready. And 3, 2, 1. Bam. Let's go. This guy again. Boom, boom. Hey, this is getting so much smoother and faster, I think. Being able to carve out the eye sockets and see, that's a brutal sentence. Carve out your eye sockets. That's crazy. But yeah, being able to see these a bit better. That's, I mean, I say that and I cook up the weirdest looking pose I've ever seen, but hopefully I understand now the little forms of the head and why we see these shapes more. So that's nice. I think I'm able to follow the center line a bit better. And it's in 30 seconds I wouldn't be able to construct this much form before, so. All this stuff I say about drawing, it's not, sometimes I wonder, like my responsibility as someone who's trying to motivate and be encouraging, and I always am trying to be, but sometimes it's like, I believe that there's things that are not motivating to hear, but are more important to be honest about, like the aphantasia thing. I don't think it helps people to think they have aphantasia. Now, if a doctor tells you you have aphantasia, first, I don't know what that does for your life. I don't know how having aphantasia affects people because I don't think I've ever seen it relevant to anything, except people mention it when you say draw from imagination. They go, I can't. And to me, it's like, that's like saying I don't have perfect pitch. I can't play guitar. So what? Learn guitar, bro. It's not the same thing. But I'm saying it because if someone really wanted to draw and had the misinformation that it mattered for them to have aphantasia and decided not to draw, they're missing out. And that's why I'm sort of not. Now, if it's an offensive thing, I take it all back and I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't know what aphantasia's cultural sensitivity is. I'm not trying to get in no heat, bruh. I do not want the smoke. I am wrong. I apologize right away. But it's just funny because I get that message like on my comments all the time. But I've never seen someone who actually like is a artist talk about aphantasia like it's an obstacle, and maybe I'm just ignorant to it. There's a high possibility of that actually, because I haven't also done the research. So that's once again going back to my point of I don't know my responsibility to be knowledgeable here. I said aphantasia claimers. Well, it's a reduced. That's a reduction of what I said, but I did throw the word ignorant around, but not like they're saying it with malice or something. But just to me, it doesn't really play into the whole thing that is drawing from imagination. Yo, we're getting a little bit better at getting the forms expressed quickly. Oh, 1 minute. Nice. Still want to move quick and just add information where I can. Cheekbones, cheekbones, head, cheekbones, head shape. And I gotta zoom out, man. I always zoom in so much. Work big, see the whole picture, my boy. See the whole picture. Strong, straight eyebrows. Eyebrow ridge indicated. Bang. Bang. Boom. 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 10 seconds. Psh. Give me 5. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. 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 Big earrings. Big earrings. Aw, he's crying now. Boom. boom, bing, bang, boom, whop, zoom, zoom, kabloom, kablam, kazam, sad, eyebrows, boom, side plane, 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 boom, 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 connects to the side plane, boom, eyeballs come in, eyeballs over here, bang, bang, boom, big blast, boom. Yo, we low-key got it like that now. That's a good side plane. I'm gonna indicate that. Bam. 50 seconds. Give me 10. Boom, boom, boom. Sorry, this must be so annoying to hear. Boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room. Feel no. Yo, Loki, that's awesome. High key. Let's be high key. That's actually great. See ya, Choi. Boom, 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 boom. Blammo, whammo, whammo. Bing, bing. Pop. Bring it back to up, to up. Here we go. Here we go. Go. Eye socket. Cheeks coming around. Coming down. Bang, bang. Silhouette. Mouth, mouth. Bam, 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 bam. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And eyeball. Big old eye. Tilted down. Looking down. There we go. Hello, 1 minute. You're looking quite fine. Boom. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to take this minute to reorganize here because, whew, Loki's sweating. We have the 5 minutes of it. What do your monthly education thing accommodate? Monthly education thing. Busy weekends. Monthly education thing. I don't know what my school, I'm assuming you mean. Will your new monthly education thing be weekends only? What is my new monthly education thing? I have a school community. Yeah, the school community. I don't know. It depends how busy your weekend is. It'll accommodate it in so that, well, I don't know. It's just I don't know. If you can't make the class time, then I guess it wouldn't be very accommodating, but you can, it's more like just a community where if you want to post, you could. Well, you'd be encouraged to, if you don't post for like a whole month, you're gone. Just because if you're not posting for a whole month, I'm going to assume that this community isn't working for you, and I'm just going to save you future cash lost on stuff you don't use. So, but I don't know. It's that whole thing, you guys can sort of forget about it for now because it is so up in the air what is going on with that. I right now all my focus is being put towards the workshop, the second iteration of the workshop, just making sure I make it the best it can possibly be, and the community will be yeah, it's not nothing that'll be relevant in the recent future. Do you say recent only for things that were in the past? Right? Yeah, right. The short-term future. I don't know. The proximal future. Oh yeah, we're high-key cooking now. Oh wow. I actually pieced this drawing up, bro. Whoa. Holy 5 minutes. Okay. Fine dining. It's an investment, guys, but but my broke ass might not be attending. Yeah, it's not for everybody. It's literally for only like I understand I'm pricing people out and people that would want to support me, and I'm super appreciative that you guys would show up what if it was something more at a more comfortable price point. But I'm recognizing I know my ability, what I can help with. If here's the reason it's not the same price as a regular class and why it's not the same as a regular class, do not take a regular class with me. Like, do not take a regular class with me because I'm not a better artist than the people you would want to take a regular class with. Like, that's why I've never made a mentorship about getting you industry art or like teaching you how to accomplish something like um, perfectly. I'm not the optimal choice for that, right? So, like Jeff Watts is a hardened industry veteran. He owns a whole ass school. He's amazing. If you're looking for just a knowledge class, that's what you'll get from them. My course is not designed that way. It is designed for artists who plan to draw for the next 5 to 10 years to get like the most like a stimulus, an injection into their blood on the best practices, the best resources, the best method of thinking behind drawing. Because I can tell you one thing I know how to do is be a student. And I know the regrets I had from selling commissions, selling at booths, applying to art school, making a clothing brand, um, painting on painting portraits, painting on like wood materials, and doing a bunch of stuff as a student and as a artist who is not like just an artist, someone who's done a lot of different arts. I know now what I didn't know then, which is there is a skill set behind everything. This skill set will help you with animation, with painting, with commissions, with drawing from imagination, with portraits, with whatever you want. And I'm not going to give you the best anatomy lesson. I'm not going to give you the best portrait painting lesson. I'm not going to give you the best animation lesson. But I will give you the best combination of art skills that no matter what you want to pursue, it will help. And I'm going to give it to you in the best method that I have not seen any single class online or in school provide, with a level of support and dedication. I can promise you I'll be saving you hours a week of looking through reference, because I'll be making homework sheets, I'll be curating reference boards, I'll be giving you exact, clear practice and projects, and I'll be giving you in-person, unlimited feedback on your work every single week, as well as video recorded feedback, so that if you don't join the session and you don't have 3 hours, you get your feedback session emailed to or sent to you, time-stamped, and all the classes will be time-stamped and described, and make it easy so that if you are struggling, you know exactly where to get the help. If you don't have much time, you know that I'm giving you the most efficient way to learn. And even after the class, each student, I know that a class is one thing, but real change is if you continue to work on these habits. And most of the things I teach you in class, you're going to have problems with again in the future. So my class includes a one-on-one private mentorship follow-up after you've done the class. And so there's no classes online that are this combination of live feedback sessions plus recorded feedback sessions plus a one-on-one mentorship meeting plus an onboarding class plus a community plus challenges with a giveaway, plus custom homework sheets plus curated Pinterest boards. Like, if you find something like that that is in that price range, go do that one, because they'll teach you better. But I have not found that in my time. I've taken classes with some of the biggest names, and they're amazing classes, but they were limited because they were filtered through like CGMA, and CGMA has TAs and stuff, and the artists are full-time artists. They have busy jobs. I'm here to help you. I know the struggles a student has. I know the regrets. I know the blah, blah, blah. Like, I know student work. I know how to help. And I've designed this class to help you deeper than any single class will, because that's not the value of this class. And so that's why this class is super limited, and it's only for artists who know, not think, they know they will be drawing for the next 5 years minimum. They care about building a strong foundation. And this is an investment in your artistic future. It will, if you take another class with a professional, you'll be a better student and a better thinker because of it. Because you took a class first on visual communication basics. You took a class I think the class will be called, actually, I don't want to tell you guys what it's called yet, but like, yeah, it's, yeah, that's the idea behind the class. So it's priced differently because I'll literally be spending about, you guys will have technically 3 hours of class, but I'll be, when I do the class, I'll be in it for like just 8 to 10 hours a week of the class itself if I do one. But if it sells out, then I'll do two, and that'll be 20 hours a week of teaching, um, plus 1 hour each for each student. If you do the math on the actual hourly, it's kind of like the same as a mentorship because you'll be getting me for 66 hours, bruh. Like there's not a class online that has that. So yeah, I'm definitely making it expensive for those reasons. But all that is, it's balanced out. It's fair. It's like you guys invest a lot because I'm bringing a lot, and if I don't do what I promised to do for you guys, there's a 100% money back guarantee. So both of us are being put to task. Like if I say I'm going to help you and your art does not improve, bro, have your money back. I am a sham. But I had that option last time. Not a single person asked for a refund. So yeah, I'm super excited about it. I say all this to say, if you want to take the class, do it. But if you want to learn anatomy, take it with Michael Hampton, bro. That guy's a goat. My class will teach you all the skills that will help you take Michael Hampton's class, though, because I took his class 6 years ago when I still didn't know how to draw a box, and pretty much couldn't. Well, the truth is I stopped showing up to the class because I got scared that my homework was bad because I didn't know how to draw boxes, and then I stopped going to the class about 5 weeks in. So I ended up not really getting the most from it. Fully my fault, just my fears. I thought that if and this is so untrue, he would have loved to help me had I showed up and asked for help. I got in my own head, and I was a classic bad student. So don't be me. Michael Hampton's great. He loves teaching. It's funny, I got to talk to him like a few years later, like maybe a few months ago, and it was weird to tell him. I was like, oh, I was in your class a few years ago. I didn't tell him I ended up not going every week, but I didn't want to. Felt like it would be awkward saying that to him because it's no fault of his own. Anyway, for anyone who's curious, you can join in the wait list, and the skill level is irrelevant. You can join. Well, don't join if you're professional, because I get really nervous around people who are really good at drawing, because I do feel like a sham all the time. I feel like a sham constantly, but at this point, I guess I have to adopt that I teach art for a living. But the fact that I feel like a sham should tell you guys I'll do a good job. I'll show up and I'll bring my best. And if you've watched enough of my videos to know that you like how I explain stuff and that you trust that I'm going to help you, you'll probably have a good time in the class. If you're a brand new beginner and you feel like you have to buy the class because I'm telling you there's only limited slots, you're probably not going to. Don't do that. Just get the class if you genuinely want my help. If you genuinely want my help, you will learn a lot. It's always this person who's the 10-minute one. The reason it's priced as like twice what a regular online workshop would be, it's because it's almost twice as long as regular online workshop, and it's definitely going to be twice as supportive. Like you're going to get much more from it than you would have from another workshop. So for those reasons, it's being priced fairly. But that's why I pushed it back a few weeks, because I got to make all these like learning resources and organize all this stuff. And I prefer actual teaching with longer term students too, because it's nice to actually see. I didn't know it until I did it, but it's really nice to see students improve and hear how excited they are. And I didn't know that I would feel so much. Like Loki feels really good to know that you helped someone make the art they've always wanted to make. Um, and as someone who doesn't have a very strong story to tell, like I like drawing, but I don't, as you guys can see, I like the craft. I treat it like a craft. Some of the students in my class are finally, I'll show you guys some of their stories, like when I ask for permission and stuff like that. But some of them are finally making the things that they've been trying to make for years. And I'm like, what? It inspires me. It's so cool to see that. And it's like, oh yeah, because of the structure of the class, they have unlocked that ability way sooner than I would have had. So really, really motivating. I didn't think I'd be so excited, because I always get nervous before stuff like this. Like I really like, but I realize it's like people who got your class, bro, they trust you. Like you're not gonna pay thousands of dollars and show up like, who are you to teach me? So I'm realizing I don't need to be nervous. It's the same as like showing up to a live stream. Anyone who's watching already wants to watch. I'm not. I almost feel like I'm holding people hostage sometimes, and I have to be like, well. So anyway, I have a lot of neurosis apparently, because I'm talking into a void, and I end up sharing too much sometimes. So, but anywho, what is the yap about, my guy? Yapaholic over here. It's been a long day. All these days are long, man. Stream every day, building out the school thing every day, recording videos. This is getting to me. That's also why I needed to push back the class. I feel bad because there's some people who thought it was going to be a certain date, and now those aren't set in stone, so it's okay to move it, but blah, 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 blah. But if I teach the class without a break, I'm actually going to explode. So a lot of yep. And that's session 3. Locked and loaded, done and dusted, fun and busted. Pause. Okay. All right. Let's see. Guys, I didn't say 3,000. I said 2,000. If that changes things. I appreciate anyone saying 3,000 is reasonable, but I said 2,000. It's not 8 weeks. It's gonna be. So it's technically gonna be at least 12 weeks. But the way it's gonna work is it's a 10-week program with 1 week before, so everyone can introduce each other, so everyone can get introduced to it, do a preliminary challenge, and get comfortable navigating stuff, because I want to save you guys time when the workshop begins. It's like go, go, go. So last time it was 8 weeks, and we had to cram introductions into the first week. None of that. We're doing a week 0, and then a 10-week program where you're going to learn about drawing from imagination, but you're also going to learn some things that I've never talked about, like how to scaffold imagination concepts. Because, as people say, I have aphantasia. I'm going to teach you how to imagine stuff. I mean, pause. Sorry, I speak with a lot of conviction when I'm talking about this. So it's a week 0, 10 weeks, and then a follow up into, like, you each get a 1 meeting thing afterwards. Now, I don't know if that'll forever happen, because that just like makes it something that indefinitely into the future people can get, which is really hard to know whether or not that's a good idea. Anyway, so it's technically 12 weeks with 1 mentorship in between. 1 mentorship hour. So yeah, so that's the idea. Bro is literally improving as this stream goes. Hey, look at that. I mean, studying works, guys. What are we talking about? You draw a lot and you will improve. That one that's nice. 2K is respectable. Yeah, I mean, it's not cheap, but it's also not out of the realm of, like, I've also personally paid 10 times that for my art education, so it's almost like, at some level, if you take art seriously, you know that you have to invest in something. So the question isn't like, are you going to spend 2K? It's like, who are you going to spend 2K on? You could do it with 2 classes, but if you really learn a lot from me, you can do it with mine. But again, I'm not looking to get people who think that's like, if this feels like you're going to have to take out a loan and sell your dog to get it, please don't. Please don't. Like, I'm only looking for students who can afford that and feel comfortable with that. And yeah. Is it a one-time payment for the entire period, or is it monthly? No, it's 2,000 every week. No, I'm kidding. It is, you can do split. I haven't done, this is all going to come out in a month, but since you guys are here, I'll tell you about it. There will be split payments. So you can do like 500 a month if you want to. You can do it right off the gate. I think it'll be 500 a month, or blah, 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 whatever. Do you suggest this drawing approach towards your mentees? Like, if I sign up, is it a mixture of this type of drawing and also direct drawing? Yes, it is geared toward, it's kind of like if I said, hey, I want to learn competitive rock climbing. Okay, I want to get no interest, 0 interest. It would be 500 a month, 0 interest. It's whatever, y'all know about the, like, weird, like, credit card, like, 0 interest apocalypse we're having. It's whatever, like, it's that's the payment system. It's like Klarna or something, I don't know. But this is a toolkit for anybody who will draw to any capacity in the future. Do you want let me show y'all something. So I'll be right back. I'm done drawing anyway, so what will you do if someone's card declines after all the classes? I'm pretty sure I still get paid. It's like Klarna's problem. It's the vendor's problem, and that person might go to jail or get, like, credit card fraud, but no, if the credit card declines, I don't think I have something to do with that. That's the benefit of working through, like, a payment system, is they deal with their fraud. Where is my sketch pad? Is it this one? Sorry, I'm looking for my sketchbook, but I can't seem to find it. Oh wait, we should probably do the last drawing from imagination. Okay, I can't find all my sketchbooks. I don't know where they're just disappearing on me. But the idea is, this is a class for, this is just like drawing skills. Let's call it a visual communication class. I'm thinking of calling it Think in Ink, like think in ink. Use think in visual language. It's a visual communication class. So wait, what is my camera showing it right now? I wonder. Is it just a black screen? Yep, my bad. Think in Ink. It is how do you communicate in images. So it's a visual communication class. This means it takes some ideas from cinematography, like camera. How do you tell a story with a camera? What do camera angles mean? What do symbols mean? Right? What do colors mean? I'm not going to talk about colors, but it takes some stuff from the world of cinematography. It takes some stuff from obviously like visual communication, that class. Um, a lot from Peter Hahn's dynamic sketching, construction, and it will help you. I use it to design my room. So I've moved into a new place and I do sketches to help me like plan out my bedroom. I don't know where my sketchbook went. If I could find it, I would show you guys, but yeah, I designed my bedroom with it. Other things you could do is of course draw your friends, come up with vehicle designs, just it's whatever you want to communicate, you will just be able to do so better. If you want to draw your friend, you'll know how to do that. It will help you think in shapes and think in form. It's just an overall. I've drawn for 10 years. I've taken class in some of the best classes you can take, and it is saying here, if you wanted to draw for the next 10 years, here's everything I think you should know that will help and compound. Every skill I teach you will only become more useful as your drawing experience grows. So if you've already drawn for 5 years, then you need these skills if you haven't practiced them already. If you haven't drawn for more than a year, then these skills will help you so much and make you so much better faster. Any You have an idea of what the exercises might be? Yeah, it's in my book, but it's that plus other stuff. So my book only covered one half of it. When I made my book, I was asleep, bro. I didn't know, but now I am awake. No, when I made my book, I had yet to ever meet a Thoreau. I had yet to take a painting class. I had yet to understand both sides of the drawing spectrum. There's two sides. There's the shapes, because we draw on a 2D plane. So therefore, there's a world in which we have to understand the flat frame. That is cinematography, that is storytelling, that is 2D shape-based thinking. That is Betty Edwards' right side of the brain. That's measurements, that's proportion, that's simplification. And then there's three-dimensionality. There is the world around us. Everything has form. How do you convey the form? How do you combine the forms? Blah, blah, blah. Both of these things are necessary in your education for artistic freedom. I will be giving you the rundown on all that. Anywho, I was here to show you guys something and I forgot. So, is that the workshop or the closed art community? Someone says, is the community the same thing as the workshop? No, the workshop will have their own group, little cohort. Right now, the original cohort is calling there every week and doing study sessions together. They might also be put into another group. You'll get access probably. I don't know. I don't know all these. Everything I've said so far is not allegations. Pause. No allegations. It is, what's it called? Like allegedly. I'm alleging these things. They might change come the launch. I don't know. If you want to know what's going on, just join the waitlist right here, right down below. Proof of concept. Yeah, it's like more than a proof of concept. Everything I've told you, you can pretty much like, it will be 10 weeks. It will be, I'll test out this mentorship option because I think that's really strong. And more than anything, I want to make sure that each student who does it, I would rather be like, oh my God, that is so much work. But every single student who was in it was, I want everyone in it to say, this is the best art class I've ever taken. If they don't say that, I will feel sad, but that gives me feedback. And if people don't like the art class, they will get all their money back. Like I said, I'm trying to build something. I'm a student. I'm young. I would rather learn today that what I'm doing is a waste of people's time and money and adjust course so that maybe in like 3 years I can be a good teacher. This is yeah, I'm gonna bring my best to the table. Anyway, guys, I'm a yapper. I feel like I've been talking about this too much. It keeps coming up, and I'm a bite. I am a shark, so I will bite. Will there be vetted volunteers? Volunteers? It's like I volunteer for the I volunteer for the free $1,000. There will be one student who I bring into the program for free through the giveaway. I'm going to do a giveaway. It's not going to be random. It will be the portrait talking is so realistic. I think I'll do a giveaway, and there will be no volunteers to help teaching. No, no, no. I don't think I'll really, I hesitate to say ever, but it's like, at the very least, I'm going to be there to do the work. I'm not going to offload the TA. If there's someone, if it turns out that the students would love a volunteer teacher and a TA or someone to help aside from myself, then I will. But right now, that sounds to me like offloading the work to someone else while getting people's money for it. So I don't know. Have you ever taken a class from Monterey James? No, I have not. Will there be guest teachers? If people want it, but I don't like Carl Kapinski. I don't think I'll get Mr. Kapinski in there, but it's possible. But again, I found it's actually slightly in a program. The more teachers, the more I want to give you guys a framework for thinking. If a teacher comes in and gives you a different framework, it might just confuse the student. So it's possible, but that's the stuff, that's the community stuff. Maybe in like a few months when I've done the class, I'll build the community a bit, and that's where maybe every week we get a guest teacher, maybe someone who doesn't have a huge audience but is an amazing teacher. We can get them on, help them grow their audience and grow their like teaching gigs, and also we learn from them, and I'll be a student in there and I'll be learning from them too. So I don't know, all this is a work in progress. It's a lot of time, and yeah, so I guess we'll see. I'm super excited regardless. I'm so grateful. I'm also hungry, and I'm going to get some food. So, thank you all for coming to today's stream. We got a lot of drawing done, and I will see you tomorrow. Ta-ta, everybody. Bye-bye. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, wait. I had to draw. Forgot about that dough. Totally forgot about that. I gotta go ask my brother to go get food, and I'll draw. BRB. BRB. Stay here. I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna draw this. We have to do one more. I'll be right back. Okay. Do you mind when I cut the Pokeballs? Yeah, that shit good, bro. That shit is gas. I'm gonna finish up stream with one drawing and email some students. Shit is gas. Breaking Bad That was a surprising encore. I know. We came back for the encore. Wait. Let's do it. Okay. We're gonna do some drawing from imagination. Will you teach yaoi? No. No, I will not. That's something you either know or you don't, man. It's not something you can teach. It's in your spirit. Mike is here now. Walter, would you just shut up? So we're giving, this is from the last workshop, we're giving people, some students, outside of the class, I want to encourage people to draw the most, right? I want them to draw all the time. So the students who drew the most outside of the homework won a prize. And I'm just going to send them a sketchbook, but I'll draw in it. So it is something a little bit more unique. I can show you guys the first two drawings. Maybe I'll do that after. Third drawing, let's see what we do. And then I'm gonna have some dinner. Good morning. How do you get a cleaner line? My lines are scratchy. Choose to decide where it begins and ends first. And only give yourself one chance. Your lines are scratchy because you're hesitant. Train it to make clear marks. Try to know what you're trying to draw before you draw it, and that is one way to reduce sort of the scratchiness. Maybe I'll show it now. What should I draw? I don't know. Let's see. What is interesting to begin with? What does a man want to draw? Practice your dexterity with intent. Yeah, pretty much. Was that drawing on this page first before? I always forget which page I'm drawing on. Draw a train. See, I don't want to draw anything I'm actually going to cook up, because a train I might low-key make ugly. Draw yourself as a furry. I already did that. No more furries, man. No more furries. Ah, I forgot how to draw all these animals. I forgot how to draw anything interesting low-key. I've been drawing faces recently, so I guess, what if I do, I don't know, we'll see what comes. I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start with, here we go. Why don't we do something? And I gotta turn on music. Low key helps you get in flow. Let's do it. Gotta stop thinking too much. Hi, Jam. By the way, I saw your comment a while ago, Jam. How you doing? Just forgot to comment back. I want to practice animals again. It's been so long. I feel like I'm drawing so much and so little recently. I think it's just because I'm busy with other stuff. So I'm not getting to do like big homework projects and stuff. giving. Ah, you saw Rembert cover that horse hoof with a shoe, didn't you? I did, but you gotta see Kim Jong-gi do that before. That's what I was referencing. He used to do this a lot too. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see. We're done soon, guys. Yep, I do. Sheep getting hypnotized. I took the idea. I made a rat getting hypnotized. Have you tried just using an ink and brush? Yes. What size paper do you prefer on? Depends. There's no preference really. I like bigger, but I'd argue it's harder to draw a shoe than it is to draw a paw, but would you say fisheye is easier than 3-point because your lines can be less precise and still convincing? Sure, yeah. I know Rembert says that. It's much more difficult for someone who knows less about drawing to see a curve not curved enough in fisheye. Yeah, fair. All right, guys. Thank you for joining. That's going to be sent to a student. That is everything. I'm listening to the Hawaiian music right now, which is funny because I'm having a Hawaiian poke bowl for dinner. So, love you all. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you. Haircut's chopped. See you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Bye, everyone.